Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den Podcast. We have Mark McFly of Spanglish, and the other one is Mi Gente Productions or something like that. Oh, you vape. But we talk about the perfect date. We talk about eating ass. We talk about Mexicans, gentrification, Pilsen, and a 69 story. Okay, Lobo Den.
Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. It's the Lobo Den.
Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den Podcast. I'm your host, Giovanni Diaz. To my left is Chrissy Ferrer. We're at the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago. And across from me, it's Mar McFly, right?
Yes, sir.
Is Mar your real name?
Mar is
Is it Martin or something? I just assumed it was
definitely
some...
not.
No.
Mar McFly is definitely a stage name.
I know the McFly is, but I'm saying the Mar seems like to be based on like, look, you're Mexican, right?
Yeah.
Mexican comedian in Chicago. What is it, Spanglish show you run, right?
Yeah.
Any
Spanglish
other things that I
production
forgot
group.
or something?
So, Spanglish is the production group. We produce Laughs at the Lodge.
Oh, there's more of you.
Mi Gente, yeah. It's
Mi Gente. Yeah, that's the other name.
Mi Gente is the all Latino lineup that I do once a month, and then we just got a new show at My Buddies called Sundays at My Buddies. It's gonna be the last Sunday of the month.
So actually, before we get into that, when'd you get this nose ring?
The septum ring. I got it.
Septum, is that?
Yeah. I got it during
This
the
no
pandemic.
escape ring. I don't know if anyone gets a reference, but it's a movie where Ray Liotta and one of the bad guys had maybe he had a bar. I don't know, something similar. But you got a septum ring. When'd you get it?
Like in the pandemic.
Okay. Was there a purpose to this, or
No, I was just bored as shit, and it was the only reason I can get out of the house.
do you feel like it's bringing up your stock a little bit? Do you think
Definitely. It's making me more relatable to 20-something-year-olds.
to 20 men and women, or
Both, actually, yeah.
for like a dude will be like, hey, nice.
He's like, I like your septum. Yeah.
Okay, you
get
bisexual or what?
No, I'm very much hetero.
What kind of where your parents are Mexican, right? You're Mexican, right?
Yeah. Mexican, 100% first generation.
Oh, yeah, you have a Carhartt jersey.
Yeah.
Not jersey, a hoodie.
Hoodie, yeah. I wear it ironically, though, because I do not work in construction.
No. What do you do? What's your day job?
I'm a cook. I'm a chef.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
actually pretty cool. Isn't that it now?
Because of the
Bear
fucking
or
show,
something?
yeah.
I haven't seen the Bear. I haven't seen anything new.
I've noticed a little extra attention when I walk in after work, and I still got my work shirt on.
You work shirt. All right. So Mexican dude, where'd you grow up? Here?
Yeah.
Chicago?
Born in Pilsen, raised in like Brighton Park, and then my adult years before I moved up north was like.
How was Pilsen? I like Pilsen. I'll tell you why in a second.
I lived in Pilsen when Pilsen was still Pilsen, dude. Like, I remember fucking.
Before it was gentrified?
Yeah, before it was gentrified. I remember
Which I'm okay with.
Not being allowed out when the street lights came on. Fucking always have
good
to have
old
buddy
days.
system. Yeah. It made you feel alive.
Okay. Quick thing about gentrification, right? What people are against, but it's like, it's not that bad to me because it's like, oh, it was a violent, shitty area, and now, you can maybe raise a kid there. It might be a little bit more expensive, but to me, the end game isn't too bad. All right, there's some more white people. I don't care. I don't know. But I understand some of the culture stuff. It's cool. But things are more expensive, but nothing stays the same. Things aren't. Is it static is when it stays the same? I always mix those words up.
Stagnant, yeah.
Or static. Static is it moves or doesn't move. It's one of the other ones. But
No, I knew.
I'm
Pilsen,
pro gentrification, and so I like Starbucks, but I also like culture. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Yeah. I knew Pilsen went to shit when I went to get carnitas on a Sunday. Parked my car on a side street, and then I saw the homeboys hanging out, and then a petite white woman carrying laundry and saying, "Hey, Julio."
Hey, Julio.
I was like, yeah, this place is going to
What
shit.
are the gangs in Pilsen? I was watching videos on gangs because Pilsen has their own little gangs.
They have a few. Yeah. There's you got the bishops, you got the SDs,
Satan disciples.
yeah, and then
Pilsen has a few, and then there's King. Well, okay, those are two. There are people. There's people in I forget the two nations.
folks and people. Yeah.
Folks and people. So as disciples, any GDs, that's all folks, and then kings and other shit is people, right?
Yeah.
They do two different stars. And you avoided the gangs growing up, or how was your childhood up there?
In Pilsen, like we moved out when I was like in the second grade, and then we went to Brighton Park. So like I grew up in a very folks heavy
Polacks,
neighborhood.
right?
No, it's
Polish?
all Mexicans.
Oh.
Brighton Park.
All right.
It's
I'm from the
Polish
suburbs.
Mexicans.
All right.
Brighton Park's very much Polish Mexican. If you didn't have a Mexican girlfriend, you had a Polish girlfriend.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Yeah. And that was all folks. And I mean, you can't not grow up in the neighborhood without being part of the neighborhood. So I have some affiliations. It's fine.
Yeah, you have, man, like I wish I wanted to be in the gang, but like the gang members are cool. They had the girls and stuff, and my mom would dress me like a fucking nerd. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't wear anything baggy. Look, it was so, and it's like my objective is like I want to get girls, I want to get laid, but it's like my mom's like, no, vas a dar una pandilla, blah blah blah. So I was locked down as far as
Yeah, a lot of sweater vests and everything. Or
which
what?
no, it's just like I just pants. Like, look, did you swim as a kid?
At the public pool, yeah.
Yeah, public pool, right? Yeah, I wasn't in a country club. What'd you wear?
Shorts.
No, not me. My mom threw. I had a Speedo. You know the European. I was that kid, and I thought it was normal for years. I was now when we go swimming, I have swimming trunks. There's no swimming trunks. I grew up with Speedos, and I grew up with not even like briefs, bikini underwear. My mom would buy, and this was like normal with me. That's what it was. I was that kid in a fucking bikini, fucking Speedo. At the public pool, and this is normal to me, right?
At the public pool, dude, you dress exotic. That's funny as fuck, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know, and my hair was horrible. Like I have poofy. I like my hair, but it was poofy. I looked like Ronald McDonald. Like I had these poofy ass hair.
That's funny.
Like I couldn't. Do you remember when you lost your virginity? How old were you?
13.
13. Oh, how tall are you? Were you tall back then? I didn't get laid. I was.
I peaked at like 5'11". I teetered between 5'11", 6 foot.
How tall are you now?
I'm 6.
Yeah.
When I
really?
tell
You
people
look taller.
when I tell people I'm 6 foot tall, they're like, "Oh, so you're 5'11". I was like, basically, I'm rounding up. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like saying you're
tall
from
for
Chicago.
Mexican.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, because it's
worked in my favor. Like I got all the girls, not all the girls, but I did well in like high school.
because everybody else is
Yeah,
midget.
it's like you remind me of my grandpa. I want like a giant, and I was like, yeah.
And so, all right, you grew up in Pilsen. What part of Mexico are your parents from?
San Luis Potosí. It's like very central. It's in the
SCP.
middle. Like Nuevo Leon's right next to us, I think. I've
But
only been to Mexico once.
But you guys are not like Nuevo Leon and all that.
No, dude,
they're very.
It's like a metropolitan city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm saying you're not, is like they feel that they're better than you. Anybody from Nuevo Leon, Coahuila, El Norte, right?
Yeah.
Like those three states is Nuevo Leon. White people, like, listen, there's racism within all cultures and races.
Yeah.
People in Nuevo Leon, Coahuila, and there's one more, Tamaulipas.
Tamaulipas.
They are norteños. They are the norte. That is their culture. You know what I mean? And like Sinaloa don't count.
Yeah.
And you're all at the same. What is it? Longitude, latitude. I forget which one's which.
Well, yeah, because the more north you go, is the more Tejano you become. Like the bordering states are definitely Tejano Mexicans.
Like I don't know if you've ever been in the Valley. Actually, right now there's a comic from the Valley. I think he's performing here tomorrow. Mario Salazar.
Okay.
You don't have any shows this week, do you? I was like, maybe throw him on, but he's
Damn.
a funny dude. Like him and this guy Raymond Norte. They're from the Valley in
Uh-huh.
Valle in South Texas. But it's funny because when I was down there to visit a friend, like the thing to do is to look as pale as possible. Like you stay in the house. The girls stay in the house. They don't want to look brown at all. Like it happens in like Jamaica. You want it like light skin, good hair. You seen
Yeah,
documentaries?
colorism. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's called, colorism. Yeah, it's like the Norte people. It's like the Norte, tomen. But so you're like, I feel what I'm saying is you're closer to me. We're like my dad's from Morelos, right? The
Okay.
South, the dirty South. Like, so it's a whole. We're looked at because I grew up with these kids, and I was never quite. I'm like your friend, but like you guys are your own thing. I'm not quite there. I'm your friend, but.
Oh, you grew up around Mexicans in the suburbs?
Norteños, yeah.
Yeah?
A lot of I went to Norteño dances.
Okay,
I went to
yeah.
Waukegan, dude. It's full of Mexicans.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Waukegan is like, if you go up there, it used to be full of Mexicans. Now it's full of Hondurans.
Oh, shit.
Did the Hondurans make it over here to your areas?
Not yet.
Good.
I mean, if we had one, it was like 1 in like a fucking, 1 out of 10. Not even 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20 probably.
Crit, you're not Brian Johnson. All right. Hold on a second. I'm looking at the wrong notes. You got dumped, right, in 2019 by your girlfriend. Was that like a long relationship?
No.
Are you single now?
Yeah,
Did you
dude.
grow from it? Or
I was with it. We were together mostly but on and off for 13 years.
13 years.
Yeah, dude. And then like I justify with like
But when did you guys start? What age?
like 17.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. So it was all my fucking adulthood coming of age and fucking becoming an adult. I was with her.
You guys didn't want to get married at any point, or?
Like we talked about it, but like I was never where she wanted me to be to get married.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we went through the
How
whole
were these
thing.
talks? Like she talked about it, or you talked about it, or you
No,
both?
we both. Like yeah. Like we'd be watching a fucking rom-com, and be like, oh my god, plan out our wedding. And we had colors picked
10
on
things
everything.
I hate about you, or what?
Let me see. What was the one that we loved? Because I've erased this off from my memory bank.
Oh, it's
but,
back.
like, yeah.
Hit
Thank
that.
you. We're getting triggered, dog.
Oh, that's not an MGD. That's a High Life. My
Yeah,
bad.
they
Champagne
have fucking
beers.
PBRs, these fuckers, dude.
I have Coors Light and a Truly down here.
Fucking damn. What was that one rom-com we used to watch? What the fuck was it?
Radio. kid with Down syndrome, Cuba Gooding
No,
Jr.
that's a fucking relationship movie.
I mean, maybe not. Okay, not a good example.
I was like, wrong comic, dude. This is good. Fuck, I can't even remember, dude. But we used to watch movies and then we would plan out our
Was
wedding.
J-Lo in it?
Definitely not. I hated J-Lo.
I like her as actors. I don't like her as a singer.
I don't like her either, dude. the reason she's acceptable is for fucking the Selena movie because she killed it.
She killed it. She did.
And I wish they would have picked the Mexican, but the options you had at that time.
No, dude.
Yeah, like I was just thinking about this the other day, dude. It took me 45 minutes to make an Instagram story about Selena on the 16th, and I couldn't type it.
Is that her birthday?
No, Mexican Independence Day. You fuck.
Yeah. Oh, it's in my notes. I have
Yeah,
thoughts about
so I
that
was
day.
fucking shedding tears as I'm typing out how she was influential for like Mexican girls growing up, and like it like made me feel more comfortable with my heritage because like I was one of those guys that I hated Mexican music and like did
What'd
everything.
you like? Corn or what?
No, I was very much into hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
How old are you?
33.
Okay, so you're younger than me. I'm
Born in
38.
'89, 33. Yeah. And I was like East Coast hip hop, like fucking. I hated Tupac.
I hate East Coast.
I fucking.
I was the complete opposite.
I hated like the fucking shirt at Compton. I hated Mexicans in Chicago that sounded like they were like from East Los, dog. Like I was like Mexicans in Chicago, we don't sound like that, fam. Like we sound like this.
I don't look. We're complete opposite, right? So I grew up. I'm West because I was originally born in Los Angeles, right? So I had some tight connections to LA, to fucking easy. Like I remember, like even as young, my tia's a chola, right? And I grew up with them. My tia's a chola. Like I left LA when I was like 6 years old, right? Or 5 or 6. But I would spend summers there. So like LA, it's funny because LA was a big part of my life, and I used to love it. I wanted to move back to California. Now it's a shithole. You can burn to the ground. Southern California, it's just I'm done. Annex is it when you go in separate ways? I hate California except for in and out my family. But like my uncle Eazy-E, fucking Tupac, all that's like even on the white side of music, was a Sublime, fucking Sublime,
fucking
ska,
Dickie Shorts and
like
fucking,
K-Rock, all that stuff was like a big part. And then I hate to this day I don't like a lot of East Coast rap, but the thing is, I don't like rap that makes you think or has any type of important or substance or message to it. And that was some of the East Coast, it was too, like, I didn't like it. Like, I don't like, so I was just watching New Jack City, right, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
This is going back to another point, acting. Wesley Snipes, I was watching that movie. You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
So Wesley Snipes was Nino Brown, like a villain, a really good villain. I think he's up there in top villains as far as movies, right? But if I watch some of the other actors, like you said, Selena, there wasn't a lot of choices. Mario Van Peebles, some of the guys were good, but some of the other actors not so good. But you didn't have a lot of options back then, so you take whatever you can get. But
I mean, you gotta think about it. The way they do movies, especially when it's something like that, it's like when you booking shows. Like this person's just good to hang with in the green room, so I'll put him on. Fucking.
This is my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me put him on real quick.
This is the Community.
Share the love.
Like if you look at it, the same dude. Like look, Chris Rock and the dude from CB4 is the same one.
Yeah.
Now, are you having trouble booking stuff? Because you book, is it you mix it up or is it just Hispanic?
No, I mix it up. So Laughs at the Lodge I consider as like the white show. So I try to keep as few Latinos on there as possible.
Good.
Because I save them for the Mi Gente, which is all Latino lineup. But I don't. It's like I'm at the point where like we've been doing it for a year now, and like I feel like I've not gone through all the good comics. Like I just a couple like 2 months now I've stopped doing open mics. So I'm not scouting as much. So like
Why'd you stop doing open mics?
Because they fucking suck, dude. Doing open mics fucking suck, dude. It's like I've been dubbed the most hated comic in Chicago by comics, and fucking it's because I go there and like we'll exchange pleasantries, and then I just sit in the corner of my book waiting to go up. I'll go up, do my set, eat all the dicks, and then stay through the whole thing because I am scouting. Like I actively looking for more comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not pleasant. I just got a new job, so like I work nights, so I can't really do open mics anymore.
Like night shift?
Yeah.
Overnight?
No, 4 to close.
Oh, okay.
No, like chef. So like it's the dinner, the dinner rush.
You're a fucking chef.
Yeah, so the dinner rush. So it's like the only days I get off or request offers like when I have shows or podcasts and shit like that. So I can't really do them. And then we don't really have early mics anymore. Like I know what we used to have at Northport, like that 2 p.m. mic on Saturdays, which I would have been able to do.
North Bar.
Yeah.
It burned down or something, right? Or they sold the building?
They sold it, yeah. They were like, you know what? This neighborhood needs more gentrification. Let's get rid of whatever remnants it had of the fucking neighborhood. Yeah. But they don't do early mics. Like I was literally talking to one of the producers, Richie Gomez, for Spanglish, and he's like, Yeah, I could have swore there was more early mics. I was like, I mean, there used to be, but like now everybody just fucking at night.
So, all right, speaking of Mexican comics and Mexican scene, what's your beef with the Mexican comic in the scene, the old school one? I won't say his name, but DM me.
Yeah.
I won't say the name. I was gonna say it, but
everybody listening knows who the fuck you're talking about. Dude. Yeah. It's not really fucking beef, dude. So I admit I was wrong.
So what was? I don't even know the situation. Like, what happened? Fill me. I don't know.
I'll
what
go
happened
from the beginning. So I was wrong in my approach and fucking. So I was before I started comedy. Like I started comedy 2 years. Just I've only been in the game 2 years.
Baby, yeah.
And this happened before I started comedy. Like I was a huge fan. I would literally, he was like my first date spot. Like I would take people to see him at fucking Laugh Factory, get dinner, and then like I was a huge fan.
I had some dates.
Yeah.
With I'll call him Jose.
Yeah.
It's not his name, but I call him Jose.
Yeah. So I was like fucking, like I was a fan. Him, his other, so he's Mexican. His Puerto Rican friend. Like I was a fan. I would go support them at a show. And then he posted something on Instagram.
Facebook. Oh, Instagram.
And I had said something like trolling, basically what fucking normal people do. Leave a comment thinking it's funny, and he commented, "Oh, that's not funny."
Do you remember what was the comment or his thing?
I wish I still had it. He blocked me and deleted everything, dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a memory of like what he wrote?
It was like so stupid, dog. And I think I was like, haha, like just something dumb. A total fucking noob fucking troll. And he's like, that's not funny. I think it was on all caps, which fucking heated me. And I just responded with like a paragraph saying, you know what's not funny, dude? Is you making Mexicans from Chicago sound like we're from East Los Angeles. We don't sound like that, Holmes. And then like he DMs me. He's like, hey, dude. Fucking blah blah blah. Like it just gets heated. I talked to his Puerto Rican friend at his show that he has once a month, and I was like, "Hey, I feel bad. Like I didn't mean it that way, but he blocked me, so I can't apologize." He's like, "Well, he's doing a guest spot, like a surprise guest spot. Wasn't announced. Wasn't fucking. Nobody knew he was gonna be there, other than producers." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll apologize." He goes out to smoke. I go out there, and I was like, "Hey, man, fucking it's Mar." He's like, "I know you are," and I was like, "Cool." And I was like, "Man, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry. Like, I am a fan." He's like, "Nah, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it." The night ended like well. Like, I literally walked out with my head held high because like we took a photo together.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he goes on Facebook, which is such an old man thing to do, is do a Facebook rant with somebody you have blocked, right? And he posts, he's like, this fucking Stan stalker comes to my show, which again, he wasn't even on the fucking lineup. Does a surprise guest spot.
You were just already going to the show.
Yeah, I was because I love the fucking show. Like I was in the neighborhood.
Your neighborhood you grew up in?
Yeah, my neighborhood too. Yeah, he's like this fucking guy comes. I called him a punk to his face. I called him a lame, and I was just like, even then I was like, I knew I was in the wrong with the comment because I know how comics are sensitive and this shit can get to you. So I was like, hey, dude, that's not true.
Yeah, comics are very sensitive.
I was like, I don't need a public redaction. Just delete the comment. Like that's not cool. Like I am fucking like I'm trying to be a comic. You know, he's like, nah, fuck you, and just like. And again, I'm a Mexican from fucking Pilsen and Brighton Park, dude. Like, you can't... There's a certain point where it's like, all right, fuck it. We're just going to exchange fucking pleasantries at this point. So it's like, fuck you, suck my dick. It's on site. You know, fucking... Like, just... It got really heated in the comments. And I'm...
this is in comments? But I thought you were blocked.
No, not in the comments. In the, like, DMs.
Okay.
So it was getting heated. And then it got to the point where, like, fucking... He had blocked me on everything. And I messaged his podcast. He had a podcast.
Yeah.
And then he responded with, this ain't him.
Oh, on the podcast page?
Yeah. So I DM'd and I was like, hey, dude, I'm just trying to, you know.
That's probably James responding.
And he's like, hey, dog, this ain't him. And we're going to see you. It's a small city. And I was like, cool. Because he posts everywhere he's going to be at on Saturdays. It's fine, dog. Don't worry. But, like, I'm not worried about it. Like, I've been threatened by fucking drug dealers that I owe money to. I don't care about this guy who does comedy on weekends, you know?
Yeah.
And it just fucking, like, I had forgot about it. Literally... for like a year until somebody sent me a screenshot.
So this happened a while ago.
This is like, okay, so I've been doing it for 2 years. This happened like 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And somebody sent me a DM saying, hey, this guy's talking about you. Sends me a screenshot. And it's literally like him ranting about me when I haven't seen or interacted with him for a year. He's like, I just found out this fucking guy has and dude, this is so funny. He's like, he flipped the script, right? He's like, I just found out this guy got a show at a popular spot in Chicago. If you support him, you're not my friend. He called me a bitch. He did this and that. He threatened me. And I just wanted to... I took a screenshot and I posted it on my story because, again, 24 hours, right? And I was like, going online saying he called me a bitch is a bitch move, dog. Like, you can't... Like, and I was just like... I think I was like, what would your friends growing up in back of the yards think of you ranting on Facebook about some fucking comedian who called you a bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it's different online, dude. Look, this is the thing, man. People say things to people online that they would never say to them in person. I was just talking to my friend today. Was really close friends with this girl. We were at an open mic, and we didn't have any issues, but we used to help her on an open mic together. The pandemic hit. She was posting some crazy stuff, but fuck it. She's by herself. Like, people were locked down. I don't know how I wasn't really locked down.
Nah, fuck
the rest
dude.
of the world was locked
I've heard
down.
about your jewel stories, dog. I lived 5 minutes from a jewel.
Dude, I was a jewel every day. I was like, ooh.
I switched outfits just to hit it up again, dog.
Lou, I got to leave. I got to go to Jewel or whatever. Like, we had a COVID party. All of us got COVID. But it's like,
You know I was labeled the super spreader, right?
the one.
I was labeled the super spreader.
Oh,
in the
you
comedy
too?
scene. Yeah, dog. I did an open mic. I did out in the comedy pickup. Comedy pickup, and then we were outside. I did the mic, and then the next day I felt sick, so I tested myself. I was just like, let me just get tested. And then Donovan Strong O'Donnell, shout out fucking Donovan, right? He's a good friend, but he's a dick because he does this to people. And I was like, hey dude, I got sick at your mic. I just want to let you know if you want to post about it. He was like, I think we're fine. We were outside, but you should go public. So I did. I was like, hey guys, I've been doing these mics. I just tested positive, and everybody fucking came for me, dog. Everybody's like, why would you go if you knew you were sick? Fucking you shut down the scene. And I was like, I just letting you know, like,
Oh, this is 2020 when everything
2020, November
late,
2020.
when stuff started opening up a little bit.
November
again.
2020. People were fucking coming for me, dude. I got labeled a super spreader. I got so many messages from people. I got headliners sending me a message like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? A 5-minute open mic set is not worth killing somebody. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, this was you're killing your grandma days.
Yeah, I was like, what everybody forgets is that I went to an open mic and somebody gave me COVID, dog. Like, fucking, I only sing in the comedy scene, whatever you guys are doing, you brought it to us.
And whoever gave it to you didn't say anything, so
No, and I found out who actually went knowing they had a pending result, and they went to an open mic, and it wasn't comedy pickup. It was one that we did before, like that Wednesday. Had a pending COVID, wanted to do a set, and then gave it to a bunch of people. And so I know who she is now.
You started right before the pandemic.
I started in the pandemic.
Oh, you started
September 2020.
What year? Oh, we're in 2022. Oh, I didn't even realize
September 2020. Yeah.
Everything got locked down in March, right?
Yeah, I was a suburb comic, dude, because nothing in the city was open. I was doing westbound mics. I was going all the way up to Valparaiso.
Indiana never closed.
I did.
I went to Florida. Florida was fucking the same.
What was it? Valparaiso. I did Gary. Which is it?
What's his name? King and what's his name?
Yeah.
The theater, the deep performance theater.
Darien. Yeah, the theater. I was going all the way to fucking Lake Villa. Like nothing in the city.
Oh, you went to Terminus?
Yeah, dude. We had shows at Terminus. That was the first time I ever produced.
Yeah, I did Terminus with the old owner that people didn't get along with.
Yeah.
Did you have any issues with him?
No, not issues. Because I didn't give a fuck, dude. Like when I found out
he was just a little
that the host
crazy.
drew for free. One of the shows that we were producing, I was ripped like 10 minutes in because I was just.
Was that after Ryan's
beers.
show? I know him and Ryan had a fucking big falling out.
Was Ryan the
him
one
and
that
Denise had a falling out? Like
him and Denise too?
Yeah. I think she talked about it on her episode a little bit.
That was probably towards the end of Terminus because Terminus shut down, right? Like they shut down. Yeah.
They had no chance, dude.
No,
unfortunately, the business acumen wasn't there. Like,
no,
I talked to Denise about it. Like she would give him advice. Yeah. She would get it packed, and like they weren't making money. Denise would be like, "Look, you should do this. You should get a waitress. You get stuff."
Yeah.
So Denise would come out, make all this money on her show, and they would make shit because they weren't doing things right. And she was trying to help, but like I don't think it was all there.
Imagine even here, which isn't even the size. I mean, probably the big room, but like one bartender, small bar, everybody's waiting. It's like it was a terrible fucking setup.
Yeah, I'll give this like Denise Medina, like. Whenever I would have to produce a show, I'd always call her and I'd pick her brain a little bit. She would always give me great advice. She's like, get a waitress, get her that.
Yeah.
Like all this little stuff you don't think about it. Like make sure the flyer, the name and the date is on the flyer. Like she's a great producer. And then
date time.
Yeah, date time.
I've noticed that here sometimes too. Where like if it's not a packed room, they won't come around as much. So, like, I just see them, 2 comics, empty drinks. So, I was like, all right, I'm going to drop them off comp. So, like, I'll just go to the bar real quick, get whatever the fuck they were drinking and drop them off.
Yeah, serving, because it's like you have people leaving to go to the bar and whatever. Like, you got to have some type of server or something like that to take fucking orders. Look how the clubs do it. Like, it's
and the good thing about here is that we don't get check drops, dude. Like, you close out your tab at the bar.
What is it?
Check drops.
Oh, at the end?
Yeah, for the headliners and shit. Everybody complains about it. You don't get that here. It's awesome.
So, you started producing. You started producing right away, right?
Early
I got
as fuck,
not forced, but I got tricked, or I was asked to produce and I produced, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
But you were like fucking I'm producing a show.
So
is it I mean, like CYSK, a bunch of people are like, I'm not getting booked. I'm going to do my own shit. Same shit? Or?
Something like that. Because when I started, I hit the ground running, dude. Like, I was doing mics every day during the shutdown. I did Zoom, in person. We were mic hopping. Fucking, because I've been wanting to do this since I was 20 years old. I was just never allowed to.
Allowed? Parents?
Yeah. No, fucking girlfriend.
Oh, the one 13-year girlfriend?
The 13-year friend, dude. Like, she would never been okay with me coming home on a
She's
Tuesday
Mexican,
night
right?
drunk. Of course.
Okay. What's she doing now?
She was like 4'11".
She have kids and she's married, or what's her deal?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, like
blocked her?
No, she blocked me. Like, I cared for a little bit, and then I just realized how much more fun I was having being myself, dude. Like, she had me in fucking working in cubicle offices, khaki pants, and button-up, dog. I was miserable for not professional career. I was miserable. I was very happy with her.
Okay.
Fucking, and she just wanted me to be somebody I wasn't. Like, she was a church girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she went
Catholic?
to church on Wednesdays.
Catholic?
Yeah, Catholic.
I didn't know Catholics went to church.
Yeah,
that
dude.
much.
She went to church. She prayed. Fucking every major holiday, dude. I can't count you the times I was at Sunday church hungover as shit.
Oh, yeah. I went to
just
church.
swinging bullets.
I grew up going to church, but if you listen to some episodes, I went to church for 3 months. The Christian church.
Okay.
I was trying to fuck this Christian chick. And then...
It took you 3 months, though?
No, look, honestly, didn't even get laid. If I would have been myself from the beginning, she probably would have slept with me and had a relationship with her boyfriend. But I was not myself. I turned into this fake Christian. Like, my friend went with me and he watched me like do that, all that. I'd never been to a Christian church. They do the singing and they do like this weird thing before.
Did you catch the Holy Spirit?
That's whatever that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's crying and I'm there. And my friend, I remember he looked at me next to me. He was disgusted because he saw me and I'm like, boo, doing all this. And he was like, this is sick. Like, I'm against it. He's like, I'm against. He went because he wanted to check out the new church and pastor, he wanted to just check it out. And I didn't like that pastor. I didn't trust him. He had a very young wife. He was up. He was a good pastor. He had good sermons or whatever. I like that part.
Yeah, type 5.
Because there's actually interest, even if you're not religious, there's like interesting things in life they talk about. But I remember he looked at me, and there's just one picture I have. Because they had the son was there. The son was older. And I found the picture, and I looked at it because they dressed up for... what is it? When they dress up, the nativity scene, right, or something? Is that? I don't
Christian,
know. So they're dressed up like he's dressed up like Joseph or Jesus, and I see the picture of his son, and you can tell he's just like staring at me. He's like, this motherfucker's over here trying to fuck my mom, like, because this is a girl I was trying to sleep with for a while, and I was like, what's my in? I don't have an in, right?
Yeah. I hate that when you don't have a fucking in, dude.
But then she posted, I was like, oh man, my son wants to play guitar. Any advice as to like what kind and where? And I used to play guitar, right? I started in high school for a girl, and I was like, oh, I know, I could blah blah blah. What kind of? I was like, what kind of amp does he have? He's like, oh, an amp? No, and this and that. And finally, I have this extra amp. Let me meet you up. And I remember that's when I was doing coke allegedly.
Yeah, you're just like, hey, where can I drop this off to you? I want to make sure you check it out before you give it to me.
Yeah, and I went and I sat up there actually just recently. So I let her use my amp or whatever for her son. Just recently, my girlfriend Jessica. I was like, I never got I was like, I want to play guitar again. And I was like,
never got your amp back.
And I was like, I never got your amp back. I was like, you wouldn't care if I messaged this girl about the amp. And she was like, no, like you didn't get. I was like, did you get laid? Jessica was
did
like,
she know?
Did you? No. I was like, did you ever fuck her? I was like, no. I was like, man, get your fucking amp back then. Like you didn't even get laid.
Damn,
Yeah.
Nah. Like if you got laid,
I would've
it
let it
wasn't
slide.
well. But like if you didn't,
How could
get
it not
laid,
be
that's
well
like
if
your
you're-
second chance, dog. She's like, you still.
No, her husband told me $100 for the amp because they got rid of it.
Oh,
so
okay.
she's like, oh, my husband has I could sell you.
Oh, good for
But
you.
I remember
dude.
I'd be in
those-
church. I was like, I had a bit about it one time because one time I was in church and I was like really high on cocaine allegedly. Because the night before I went with this girl, allegedly people have names and nicknames, maybe Possum Red, I don't know. But there was this girl that I met. Actually, I met her at a comedy show that I produced because her brother. I met her. That's all I'll say, right?
Mhm.
And then we went. I was at a bar. Damn, I remember. I was at a bar with this other girl that I met at a different bar when I was really high. And do you smoke weed?
No, I get bad highs.
You get
I wish
bad-
I could smoke, dude.
I got really high because I did not want to go out, so I ate and got high.
Oh yeah.
But then I ended up still going out, and I went and I met some other chick, and I was high, and I was like, she looks pretty good. And then I went the next day, and I was like, she's not. And then she just kept going, and I was like, she kept following me around. And then this other chick, so I went with the chick, went to a hotel, I had sex with her. She kind of shit herself a little bit, like.
Damn, how hard did you go on her, dog?
Dude, I don't know what happened. I remember I kind of had a bit about this a little bit that's never kind of developed. But I remember like I looked down her thigh and I saw something and I was like, what is that? Is that just like a stain? It was like, it wasn't that big or whatever. And I was like, what? And then I smelled it and I was like, oh man. So
did you do the butt version of squirting?
No, I didn't even have that type of sex, anal sex.
Oh,
I didn't start having anal sex until I got with my girl because like nobody. I don't think I ever had sex anal. I tried and it just gave up. You know, I had lube on me. I tried with her and I was like, and it was just like, no, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I didn't know how to get it in there. It was very confusing. It's like a tight hole and it's not easy to get in. And if somebody is not experienced in it, you know what I mean? Like,
no, they clench up and shit.
Yeah, like a girl, she just guides it right in. So it's like she's into it. So it's like now it's like
she guides it right in like a fucking GPS.
Yeah. Like.
It's
scooping,
awesome.
all that stuff.
I don't know. I've listened to a few episodes. Do you eat ass?
I don't think I've been with a girl, not counting prostitutes, that I haven't eaten their ass out. I don't think, or like for most, I mean, okay, there was the Latin Queen and Winthrop Harbor. I don't think I've ever.
So you're a habitual ass eater. Okay.
I don't even know how. It's because it's right there.
It just happens.
I don't think it's never not happened. Like I'm thinking even relationships, non-relationships, it's always
non-relationships.
Except it was just the Latin Queen that I had sex with in Winthrop Harbor in my uncle's truck because I didn't have a car at the time, and it's very and there's a few where I was like, no, there's not. It's like have you?
I did it once for the first time not too long ago.
Recently?
Yeah.
White, Asian, Indian,
white.
Oh, you're only dating white girls right now?
Nah, it's not
the
by
septum
choice.
ring, or
it's not
the
by
ring?
choice, dog. The Latinas don't like me.
Well, why do you say that?
Experience. They just don't find me
in this area, or
I want to say this area too, dog. Because I moved to the north side during the pandemic too when I started comedy. But like, yeah, any Latina in the north side wants like a tall white guy.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like I guess I'm left with. So I'm in Andersonville and I hang out fucking Logan Square, Lincoln Park, so there's not a lot of options, you know.
Puerto Ricans? Are there still Puerto Ricans here, or they get pushed back more?
They got pushed a little bit more towards Humboldt, because I know Logan used to be very Puerto Rican heavy.
Yeah, back in the day, because Tito lived there. I don't know if you know Tito.
Tito's still here, yeah.
Because he lived, I think he grew up in that area, and he was telling me, like, man, like...
Tito's one of my favorite people, dog, but his math is fucked up, because he's half and half, right?
Yeah.
But he tells me he's 100% Mexican, 100% Puerto Rican, 200% Tito. It's like, that's fucking...
Well, because he grew up in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And he goes to they have houses, they live in Mexico, so they have property in Mexico, so he goes to Mexico all the time.
Yeah, he was doing shows out there.
I know what he means by that. He's like, he leans in pretty hard to Mexican and Puerto Rican.
Both, dude. Like, he's both stereotypes, and he blends it well, yeah.
Yeah, he's like very Mexican, he's very Puerto Rican.
Yeah. He's one of my favorites. He just did the Mexican Independence Day show.
Oh yeah, Mexican Independence Day. I get frustrated every year a little bit.
That you don't get booked on it?
No. They have shows. No, Cinco de Mayo used to get me. It really would annoy me when I wouldn't get a booking for Cinco de Mayo. It would always be like...
Because you used to party a lot, right? Because, yeah, I get that. Cinco de Mayo is like a party holiday.
No, it's not a party holiday. For white people, I didn't party. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like... Jaime de Leon has the bit about it. Like, we didn't... Like, I found out about Cinco de Mayo, like, kind of when I started working, and when people would be like... Or maybe school, because it's like...
They'd be like, hey, my parents... It was like, do you even know the origin story?
I didn't even know the origin, because I didn't know what it was, because we didn't celebrate it.
It's celebrated only in a specific region of Mexico and shit.
Yeah, that's it, right? Because I didn't know about that shit until white people. So
no, it's an American holiday.
But getting back to September 16th, right, which I had no issue, but recently I've been having a little bit of issues because I watch, right? So this is the thing. I watch these flags. Now I'm like an old racist man, okay? Now I'm watching the flags, right? And I see all the cars, and I think about July 4th, and I'm like, look, I'm proud to be Mexican, right? But wait a second. If you were repping the flag on September 6th and you weren't repping it on July 4th, like, I get a little upset. Like, why are we here? Why did our parents come here? Like, motherfucker, like, we're here for a reason. We came here. We all have, like, good fucking lives. Because I know what the fuck's going on. Mexico's gotten worse.
Oh, okay. So
over the drug war.
So you're saying if you're going to celebrate the 16th, you got to celebrate the 4th?
And if you ain't proud of the 4th, but I'm saying you annoy me if you're a hypocrite. Go fuck yourself. And
that's true. This 4th of July was kind of like fucking tainted though, because it was like America has nothing to celebrate. I was like, we have running water and flushing toilets. We have a lot to celebrate.
Yeah, that's people grew up here.
Yeah, yeah. Our Wi-Fi speeds has gotten faster, so like fucking.
Yeah, it's not like immigrants. Like I've been to fucking Nespa. My dad lives in Mexico now not by choice. He got deported during the Barack Obama administration. Like, I think he's smoking krikri.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. That's funny.
No, for real. I don't know where he's at. I messaged my brother. I was like, where is my dad?
Right.
But like, he hasn't messaged me because I stopped sending him money. So he don't come around like he used to. Your parents are together?
No, deceased.
Both of them?
Father, I have no fucking idea, but my mom's definitely no longer with us.
No?
Yeah.
You never knew your dad, right?
Never
tried to or anything?
I mean, he was around until I was 4, and then like I lost them both at the same time.
What, he just dipped or what?
No, it was like a really dark story. So, yeah, it was like a whole domestic violence situation.
Your dad drunk?
I don't know.
He was doing it sober? That's really fucked up.
That would be fucked up. That's like a white thing to do it sober. Mexicans just get out of control.
No, man, I don't know anybody who abuses sober. Like physical, well, maybe, dude. Like,
emotionally,
unless,
dude.
Like, if you're hitting your wife and you're sober, I think that's next level, which is not excusable when you're drunk. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like, because Calvin Evans had Calvin doesn't drink, you know that, right? Or he doesn't drink anymore.
No.
So he had a bit, we were talking about in the podcast where it's like he can't get away with shit that us.
Oh, because he's not drinking.
He's not drinking. Like, I was drunk, blah blah blah. Like I used to do that shit. I was drunk. He's like, no, I was sober. So I think his thing was on the podcast. Like, look, if I kick a baby or something like that, like I was sober. Like I did that shit. I kicked that motherfucking baby.
Yeah. I don't know. Times have changed. You can use anxiety as an excuse now. Like I wasn't myself. I was having a panic attack.
Have you had a panic attack?
No, but I've had like anxiety attacks, man. Like I feel like there's degrees of separation between panic and anxiety.
So
like I've had anxiety attacks where it's just like, all right, I can't talk or make eye contact for a little bit. There's a lot going on. Yeah, I experienced that when we came back from the lockdown and just fucking taking the red line for the first time.
Hold on a second. We didn't finish this. That first time you ate ass, what happened there?
Oh, fucking.
She was white, right?
She was white. She was white. She was very young, of age, of course, but like younger than 33. Mm-hmm. It was like a random one night stand, but like
Tinder,
she was gorgeous.
Or at a bar? How'd you guys meet?
In person.
At a bar or something?
Yeah, I don't do well on fucking social. No. I don't do well over text. Yeah, I don't do well over fucking apps, text. If you can't hear the personality, dog, I have no shot.
Okay. Deal McPeak, you said tell me the same thing too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like literally, like I'm only.
Is it because you're a little bigger? Maybe?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, online, like you have so many options, you have to be like.
No, it's like everybody knows. I mean, me too when I'm swiping, dude. I'm
like
very.
Brad.
Oh, yeah.
No, well, up until like Tinder started putting the limitations, I wouldn't even look at my phone. I was just like this at work.
Just fucking until you run out of likes.
Yeah. But now like they limited your stuff, so I had to like, let me look at this. But no, I was like lit, unmatched, whatever.
No, yeah. So it was
take what I can get.
It was a one night stand, and it was like it checked off so many boxes for me, right? Because like as a guy, I mean, this is gonna be a little toxic, but like as a guy, they'd be like, I want to have sex with a lesbian, right? And like we met, it was me and my friend, her and her friend, and like the whole night started like they were kind of very
sounds
flirty.
Like that Biggie song.
Yeah,
me and my friends.
So we were playing pool, and like everybody was flirting with everybody, and it's just like cool. And I was like, and then they kept dropping like, yeah, we're lesbians. And I was like, that's what's up. I'm queer because I'm very much heterosexual, but like I identify as queer because I'm quirky sometimes.
Corgi? Like
yeah.
The dog? Did you say corgi?
Quirky.
Oh, quirky.
Yeah, like I've been labeled the gayest guy at my gay bar.
Did you work at a gay bar?
No, it's just my local watering hole.
Okay.
And like as the night progressed, she went from like, I'm lesbian.
Because of the septum ring? Or?
Yeah, no, probably the tight pants.
I love tight pants.
Flirt chance. And it went from like 80 to 70 to 60. When she hit 60, I ordered an Uber because by the time
60%
lesbian.
Okay, there's more alcohol, right?
There was more alcohol, but it was like more fun. Like we went from at a bar to karaoke to like literally on the beach, and it was just like a fun night. And she was like, "Oh, well, he might be my one," and I was like, "I will be." And she was just gorgeous, dude. She might have been like the most gorgeous woman I've ever laid with, I guess. And it just happened naturally. And I 69 for the first time like in a decade.
Regular, right? Like you were on the bottom.
Yeah, of course, dude. She couldn't support my weight. She was like 110
I tried
pounds.
that. I think I tried that once. Like, this does not work out.
No,
logistically.
So like fucking 69. We both went down each other's course.
Oh, for the kids listening, 69. The genitals Can I draw it? Like, let's say I'm laying down, a girl's laying top of me, her forbidden zone, right? Where you would, if you're a Mormon, you'd have a chastity belt is in front of my face, and she's on top of my uncircumcised penis. Okay, continue. Uncircumcised, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, uncut. All right.
And then it just happened, dude. Like we was going down there, and I'm positioning her for the next one, right? Because I'm like, all right, now we're gonna go doggy. So like I flip her around after I was going down on her, and it was like right there, and I was
Australian sheepdog
style.
style.
Like, fuck it, why not? And she was with it, and it was fine. Like
how'd you like it? I loved it.
I didn't have anything to put me off of it, but I feel like if it could have gone south so fast, like anything could have happened. Like we both had just got out of work. We were both just at the beach. I don't know what she had for lunch. Like it could have gone bad. So she was very, very clean as far as like no smells anywhere. Everything tasted
I like a
fine.
little bit. Like I prefer like a little bit of like, let's say
You like fermented ass.
like somebody just went to the gym a little bit or had like a light jog, like a little bit of a sweat and like a tint.
Yeah, but like
tinted pee smell. I like
her like original like
OG.
Yeah, not like fucking a bad burrito. Yeah. No, and it was fine.
Did you fall in love with her afterwards? Because you called yourself a simp before, but I don't know if that were you
Several
joking
times.
or do you consider yourself a
very
simp?
True.
Like you fall right away.
I
Which
fall hard
used
as
to.
shit. I'm a relationship type of guy. Again, mom issues. Like I lost my mom early, so I'm like always like.
Oh, you were 4 when you lost your mom.
Yeah, so like
How'd she go?
always chasing. She died violently.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I'm always
it's not good.
chasing. No, it's not. So like I'm always chasing it, and it's like it's not. I'm just so romantic. But you can't say that these days. These fucking Gen Zers is very much a simp. So
A romantic. Like, look. Do you change your approach or you just stay the same? What you consider a simp? Like, all right, you don't like the dudes. Oh, I'm gonna listen to 22 Laws of Power. You don't do this like, oh, I'm going to play these games. Are you just yourself? Or
I'm just myself.
Yeah, which I think is the best thing to be versus playing like...
it is, but it also hurts
girl.
even more when they don't like you for your genuine self.
It doesn't... I mean, look, yes and no. Maybe you're a little bit younger than me, and I'll say this. Like, there's a point where... Okay, this happened to me once. I was with a girl. We went on a date. Everything went fucking well. I was like, oh, this is great. And I was like, man, we really hit it off. And then, like, light ghosting kind of faded away, and I didn't get it. I did not understand it. It made no sense to me. But then it happened to me on the other side. I hung out with this chick. It was cool. But then I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm feeling it. And it just went away. And I was like, oh, I was on the other side. And then she was with some other dude, and they got married. And it made sense to me. At first, I didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, like on paper, there's somebody who's like, oh, this person is really cool. This would match up. And it's like, there's not... like a spark. It just
a connection.
Yeah. And there's a cool. Or like, all right, I'd hang out with them as a friend, but I just don't. Or I'd sleep with them because again, I'd sleep with anything. That when it comes to having sex, I would literally have sex with. And I tell my girls like, dating wise, I was like, no, wouldn't date. Like I was single forever. Your relationship guy, I was the opposite.
Oh yeah, relationship guy, but I've been single for 3 fucking years.
Dude, I was single probably most of my life.
Yeah.
I had like. When I was 18, I lost my virginity. I think I dated that girl for like 2 years. I had another relationship that was like 2 years, somewhere in my mid-20s, maybe 25, 26, and then it did not go well. You know what I mean? We went our separate ways, but it was mostly me. Like she was trying to settle down, and I was trying to party, drink, and I was not a good person. I was a bad boyfriend.
Oh, I was the worst boyfriend, dude. I remember I would like, you know how like fucking it's cute when you would fall asleep on the phone? Mm-hmm. I would put my earpiece on, put her on mute, and go drink with the guys, dog, and just have her on the phone.
But you wouldn't cheat, would you?
There was a few instances, but like I justify it. I know it's no real reason for cheating.
I would justify it too.
So when we got together, I was like 180 pounds skinny, right? And like once we hit like 20s, I blew up like the world.
What do you remember? What did it? Did you change your eating habits? Your lifestyle changed?
A lifestyle changed it. I'm talking about like basically the lifestyle I'm living now. I did when I was like fucking 16. Like always out, never home, on the run. If I eat something,
who'd you grow up with? Your mom was there? Grandparents or brother, sister?
So my grandmother until I got like 15, 16, and then I was like, I'm too much for her to handle. So then it just like literally moved out. Had like a friend was like his family was so supportive. Was like, hey, just go to school. If you can't get a job, buy groceries here and there. You can stay in the basement and shit like that. So
how old were you?
How old was I?
Yeah, you was 16, 16,
yeah.
living in somebody's basement. Your grandma was like,
Yeah, and I knew I was too much for her to handle, and I didn't want to do that to her.
well, there's nobody to raise you. Guys,
Yeah, no. And this is, I think, so like I was raised by women. So like my grandmother, my aunt,
Simp.
my
Okay.
favorite aunt, my 2 older cousins, women. So like, oh yeah, dude, I was like the gay best friend forever.
Yeah.
I'm friend zone material for sure. Like I'm like, you're too
You're a
good for
great
him, girl.
girlfriend.
I am the best girlfriend, dude. Yeah. And, which is why I'm crushing it with the lesbians now. No, it's just, I don't know, man. It was weird. So like, I had an older brother and an older cousin who very much beat the shit out of me and made me the man I am today, right? Like,
But where'd they go? Where'd they live?
Brother passed away, and my other cousin's still very much in the South Side.
How many of you were there?
It was
Brothers and sisters, like.
it was just me and my brother, older
Mhm.
brother, and then 3 cousins who we consider like brother and sister.
You guys all live in the same house?
No.
Or just kind of grew up together?
We just grew up together. When they moved from Pilsen, we moved from Pilsen. When I like moved on and got an apartment, I moved closer to them, like by Midway area.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
like,
there's a White Castle there.
it's fucking dope on 630 Cicero. That's the only White Castle I can eat.
Oh, really?
I swear to God, I tried the one over here in like Rogers Park. Immediately regretted it though.
I remember that White because I went to a party back in my day on the South Side.
Uh-huh.
I love this. I say I hate Chicago. I hate this. I hate coming up here.
Fuck.
When I record, I get pissed off when I'm driving. I don't like the drive. I'm a suburbs person. I like it, but I like the South Side. I like other sides. Maybe up here it feels too like yuppie and transplanting. It doesn't feel genuine to me.
No, there's less like natives here than there on the South Side. Like, in
Maybe
the South
that's
Side,
what-
everyone was born and raised in
Yeah,
the South Side.
I feel different when I'm down there. I went to a party in the South Side with my buddy, and I remember it was a girl there who she threw up. Right, we're dancing, whatever, and she went to go throw up, and then she came back. We made out. My friend's like, "Dude, did you just kiss her? She just threw up." I was like, "I was fun, dude. I was having fun," and I was like, "All right, she threw up a little bit, but we're having a good time." And then after we went to the White Castle. Like I've hit that White Castle a few motherfucking times, leaving the South Side for
It's
a party.
the best, dude. It's like right by the expressway. If you're gonna catch a flight, dude, grab something before you go. It's open 24 hours. You can buy other things than burgers there if you wanted to.
There's one thing I am jealous about growing up in the suburbs and not growing up in the city is like I remember I met this girl on Tinder and I went to a house party to meet her up in a basement. And
Fucking
it was
house parties, dog.
and it was just in the basement and it was all Mexicans, but it was Mexicans that grew up here.
Yeah.
And it's like it didn't feel like I had too much of that back home. Like it was to me it reminded me of like in LA. Like we grew up here and we all this guy's doing this guy's or this guy, and everybody's different. It was cool because it was like, and it was we all like second generation, whatever the fuck it's called. But we grew up here, and I didn't experience that too much.
In the suburbs.
You know, a little bit, but everything was different. It was definitely like I felt like I get a little vibe when I go to Berwyn in certain places. Like it's all paisas, but we're not paisas. We're like this generation. We're all there hanging out, and
You know
it
what's
was
funny?
Cool.
It's up to
Pilsen has that too.
Up until recently, I'm gonna touch back on the house party thing, but like up until recently, there's a few comics that I love with all my heart because they remind me of growing up, like Hillary Jimenez, Jesse Rios. Like when I talk to them,
I don't know if I know Jesse.
it's very much the epitome of Spanglish, like what Spanglish started as. It's fucking in and out of dialects, dude, different accents, fucking heavy, fucking dropping Spanish words, and like I love. One, they're fucking hilarious. They're the nicest people in the world, but like
Texas.
it reminds me of home. Like especially when I talk to Hillary, it just takes me there and I love it. Like it's
like
a
real
time-
Spanglish.
Yeah, it's like pinche cabrón. I can't believe you just said that shit. And it's
Texas
like, I'm just like fuck
parts and like I like when I go to Berwyn or Pilsen, like I like
that
being in that vibe or whatever. Like there's
Yeah.
that bar. I don't know if it was Harvey's or something like that. Is it still there? It's on 18th Street at the end. There used to be an open mic there. Oscar used to run it
Okay.
or hosted. I think the owner was
Harvey's.
Harvey's or something like that, or
Yeah, I
it was
don't know.
right
Just
at
talk
like
about
the end of
before me.
18th, and it was because I liked going up to Pilsen for that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I like that's sometimes I'd go to meet up with girls, but it was cool to me. I was like, all right, I might get laid, I might not, but it was like I got to experience that because I didn't get that too much. And it's like
Oh, so you'd come into the city for these dates and stuff?
dates, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I was never a date guy. Like I wouldn't take you on dates.
You're like you want to
I
grab
ain't
drinks
going to
every day?
dinner. I don't do that. It was like we're gonna have drinks.
You're older than me, but you're more up to speed, Doug. Like they don't like you taking on dates anymore.
I don't. I'm not a relationship person, dude.
I was told like
I ain't doing I don't do date. I took my girl on a date, but I avoided hanging out with my girlfriend before we were dating. Cause like I had her on Facebook, I saw her on Snap, and then in the back of my head I was like, I might like this girl, I don't want to hang out with her. I specifically now because of that. Like there might be something there.
Oh,
So I avoided it. I avoided it for like a few weeks, and finally I was out doing the podcast. I was editing the podcast. She was out. We messaged and we hung out the next day. But I avoided it. I remember she's like, we should hang out, and I was like,
damn.
I pushed back, dude. I was single. All I knew was being single. I thought I was George Clooney, like me and my buddy. I thought that I was gonna die single. I never thought I'd be in a relationship. You know what I mean? It wasn't to me. It wasn't for me. Like maybe I have. To me, it was like I might have a kid. I might not. But I know damn well I ain't getting married or having a kid. Like it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want that life.
No, the relationship. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like I was in a relationship forever, and then now it's like I want to be in a relationship. You can do
whatever you want,
but it's got to be the relationship with somebody who understands. So like, I'm like I can't date any comedian. Like that's the number one rule, right?
Yeah, I don't date comedians.
But there's other entertainers like fucking like theater kids, fucking magicians,
fire eaters.
Yeah, and then like or industry. But the thing is like I would want somebody who has a 9 to 5. Who understands because opposites work. Like I don't want to hang out with somebody.
Kilgallen, he has a good relationship with his wife. She's a nurse or something like that.
Yeah, Kilgallen. Yeah.
She'll watch the kids or whatever. It's like,
and then he goes out. Yeah, so like somebody who's very understanding and like is okay with.
Kilgallen also been on Lobo Den Podcast. Sorry.
Yeah. He's recording an album right in New York.
Is he? I think he is.
Yeah,
I thought it was here.
Is he here?
Mm-hmm. It's somewhere. I just saw his. Well, I think he's performing. I just
what's funny? It was Tyler Fowler.
Yeah, glasses, right?
Yeah.
I mixed up some of the Tylers, like 3
Joe.
Tylers.
We were in front of the Lincoln Lodge the other day, and they were both wearing like a maroon top. Well, basically, I'm wearing maroon top and blue jeans. And I was like, I took a picture, and I was like, how much more basic white guy can you be? And then I wanted to be like, I'm you 10 minutes from now, and just like in the bottom be like, this is how bad white people age, because it's like an age difference between the two.
Tyler, what's the other Tyler?
There's Tyler Fowler. There's Tyler.
That's
Young.
Tyler Higley.
Tyler Young. There's
Tyler Reinhardt. Is he still around?
Tyler Young.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit.
Okay.
Give me some Latinos, like that could be on the podcast. Gabriel is soon.
Gabriel Aviza is so fucking.
Yeah,
funny,
he was in California right now. I'm gonna give him some dates.
Gabriel Latinos that you don't know. That's gonna be Rich Gomez. I recommend you Rich Gomez for Peruvian.
He eats prairie dogs.
He sounds fucking.
You know Peruvians eat prairie dogs, right?
Do they?
It's a Peruvian delicacy.
He won't know this. This is how not Latinos he is, but he's so fucking funny. Latinos.
Rich Gomez, that's it.
Have you had Luis Arevalo? Yeah, right.
Yeah. We we did it at a Starbucks by the LOL Theater in Schaumburg.
No shit.
And I just kept like women kept walking by, white women, and I kept like googling at chicks walking by. He's not having.
Yeah. Fuck. Other Latinos, dude. I can think of him, but I can't think of him right now. Fucking. This is the issue I have. Like, if you're not like a standout Latino when I'm booking you, then you have to ask me for spots when I see you. You have to let me know you're Mexican. You have to let me know you're Latino. Courtney Zalanzi. If at a glance you would never imagine it, not even with the name.
I think Ty's part Dominican. You know this. I started doing
Ty
this.
Riggs?
Yeah, because there was a point where I used to run Mezcal Mondays at Zany's.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I would ask Brian. I'm like, hey, can we? To me, I was like, all right. It's starting to get in like slim pickings. Like, can we go a little bit outside, like Latino? And he was like, he was like, nope, let's hold off on that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I know Ty's part Dominican. Like, I was ready to like, I was like, we can get some other brown people in here, but it was like he wasn't.
All Mexicans?
No, but something that wasn't like Latino. Because I was like, all right. In my head, I was like, this is it. We're gonna start repeating, or to me,
No, but like it started off as all Mexicans because it was
just
Mexico?
Hispanic. It was all Hispanic.
Latino.
But it was like either we got to start repeating or we got to like drop our standards a little bit. And I didn't want to do that because it's like,
nah, dude, you don't. You're
or we got to get some other brown people in here because it's like it's slim pickings. You know what I mean?
The one thing with like repeating is like, yeah, you are repeating act stock, but it's a different audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only people that are gonna get offended are the fucking comics who aren't getting booked on it.
Have you had Vince? You know Vince?
Acevedo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I miss?
I've had him a few times.
Anthony, you've had Anthony, right?
Anthony
Fuentes.
Oh yeah, dog.
Okay.
Like he just did my Hispanic Heritage. I did a collab with Big Break over at Holiday Club, and he fucking came through and murdered it. And the thing I hate the most about him murdering, he's like, I'm about to murder it. It's like, I know, dog. He's fucking.
I love Anthony. He's such a cool guy too.
He's the nicest, sweetest guy too, but he's a fucking murderer. He gets away with a lot. He's so funny.
Quick question. Ideal, since you more of a relationship guy, quote unquote, maybe simp. Like, what's an ideal date for you to hang out with? Because my date is not a date. It's going out. I love I don't drink like I used to, but I love drinking.
Uh-huh.
So going to drinks and then going back to somebody's place, mine's or hers, drinking more,
Yeah.
music or whatever. Because how I used to do was like the fourth Friday of the month, I'd have a girl over, drink in the kitchen, maybe smoke, and maybe do 2 or 3 other drugs at the same time. And then, listen to music, chop it up a little bit, go to the room, have sex, and then, hopefully don't wake up my roommate too much.
So this is the perfect the perfect date. The perfect date, I've worked it out mathematically forward and backwards, right? So I know it's tried and true. So it's gonna start with like we'll meet at a coffee shop, and then I'm gonna fucking give the recipe right now because it's fucking phenomenal. So we meet up at a coffee shop, most likely on Foster and Clark at Le Colombe. We'll grab coffee. And we'll
Colombian place?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Sounds like brown shit. Okay.
Yeah. All white people that work there. And then we're gonna walk down Clark Street because we're gonna hit the Andersonville Galleria. We're going to hit Brown Elephant. We're going to hit Buffalo Exchange. We're going to do a little bit of shopping.
Those are stores. These aren't
bars? These are all
okay.
stores.
I'm from the suburbs.
No. Yeah. This
I'm
is
surrounded by Hondurans.
6. We're going to start at 6 and late. So we meet coffee. We go down there. We get a little walking in. We check out the neighborhood. And then we're going to go to a restaurant on Clark in Andersonville. So it's either going to be Hop Leaf, Little Bad Wolf, definitely not Lady Gregory's, but fuck it. Yeah, maybe Lady Gregory's. And then we're going to get some
What's
food
up
in our
with Lady
system.
Gregory's?
I used to work there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The head chef's like my best friend, so I'm always shitting on him, but like he still got a shout out.
Yeah, some people are into that.
Yeah, so fucking we'll do that, and while we're eating dinner, we check out the Vibes because they got a magic lounge where you can see a magic show down the street.
And then you can use a cheesy line like, "You want to see something disappear tonight?"
Yeah, I can make it reappear. Yeah. Multiple times. So we could do that. Yeah.
We get I get it.
It's an entendre.
Yeah.
We're pulling back the curtains now. So yeah, we do the magic show, or we can go see live comedy. There's also the Green Mill, not too far from there in Uptown. You can go see live music. And then depending on the night, we could end up doing karaoke. And I'm like a 5-minute walk, which is usually the closer. It's like, hey, how you getting home? Because I'm like a 5-minute walk. It's like, well, let's go to your place. Yeah, and I've done that forwards and backwards. Not the last part, because the last part was with a friend and told me it's like the perfect date. And I was like, yeah, I kind of like workshopped it with you.
That's a good idea.
But I've done that whole
practice dates with your friends.
Yeah. But I've done the whole thing backwards, where like it ended up with a one-night stand. We go up and down to the shops. We had brunch, and then we hung out doing shit. So like,
that's me going backwards. Yeah.
So I've tried it forward and backwards. It works great.
Forward and backwards, good to hear. Any last words or plugs, or last words and plugs? You're not gonna die or anything.
Yeah. Famous last words. Last words and plugs. Follow Spanglish Comedy _ on Instagram. Follow Mar McFly because it's the same thing. Mar.McFly MCF.
So you like the Back to the Future movies, right?
I've seen them.
Is that not where it comes from? Or
no, so the reason it's Mar McFly is because when I was born, it was Mario Cesar Martinez. And then they changed it legally.
It's a Mexican fucking name.
Mario Cesar Martinez, yeah. And then they changed it to
You could be a boxer, or you could be like a peasant revolutionary for fucking fruit pickers.
Yeah, and then they legally changed it, but the family kept calling me Mario. But my brother was the only one that called me Mar, and then when he passed away, I feel like I could share that with the world now.
Okay.
And then it's MC because it's Mario Cesar, so it's MC, and I always thought it was Fly, so it's just Mar McFly.
Oh, I like that. Continue with the plugs.
Spanglish Comedy, Mar McFly, and our social. Follow the Lincoln Lodge because they always produce dope shit. And then shout out your line cooks and chefs. We work as hard as you do. We just have more fun.
Yeah, like the bear, right? It's exactly. Is it realistic, or I've never seen it?
That show was triggering, dog. I binge watched it on my day off, and I was like calling to pick up shifts. I was like, yo, I need action, dog. It's so on point. It's well shot. All the fucking shit they touch base on is, yeah, dude, that's so real. Like, it's good.
The bear. All right, check out the bear. Check out the Lobo Den Podcast on Instagram, TikTok. I delete the app, but I undelete it when I have to upload a video, and I re-delete it again. But also Patreon, support the Patreon, $3 a month. Everything is, you guys get free content. So if you could help me out, I try to get content out. Maybe I'll get my nipples pierced. I don't know. Is there another Instagram? No, I think shout out to Lincoln Lodge, Chrissy. Okay, Lobo Den.
Lobo Den.